Dragons in the skies, fire from the boughs, wisdom flowing fast, ancient temples bow, mountains echo tales, ancestors crying loud, heroes of the past, legends worn proud. On golden silk roads, history unfolds, mystics in the night, secrets they hold. Great walls shadow long, warriors in rows, in the courtyard's light, a lotus flower grows. Orchids in the wind, laughter from the light, truth within the sand, sin is bathed in might. Tigers leap through time, rivers serpentine, harmony and chaos living by design. Phoenix rise anew, feathers burning blue, forest whisper soft, mind open and true. Scrolls of hidden art, sages they confide, ticking of the jade, time won't divide. Battles lost and won, emperors do reign, people marching on, dreams still remain. Peasant to the king, stories intertwined, every single soul walking a fine line. Orchids in the wind, laughter from the light, truth within the sand, sin is bathed in might. Tigers leap through time, rivers serpentine, harmony and chaos living by design.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back! I am the dust at the feet of God's servants. Only God is special. I said I am the dust at the feet of God's servants. Only God is special. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. We're on Tuesday. We're on Tuesday, guys. Tuesday. That means that we're 2 days into the week. Tomorrow is halfway there. Halfway there. So if you're having a tough week so far, don't worry. Don't worry. It could only get better. Hopefully. Hopefully. It can get worse. It can get worse, but, you know, positive. Think positive. Think about the hope. Think about the hope. It's very easy to think about the negatives. Very easy to think about the negatives. It's a lot harder to think about the hope. Okay? Do the hard thing. Do the hard thing. But welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back. Alrighty. Now, to start off this stream, I'm going to be reading a little excerpt. I think it's called an excerpt. Let me just Google that word. Excerpt. Meaning. A short extract from a film, broadcast, or a piece of music or writing. Yes. Beautiful. I used the right word. It's good to know that I can still use English. So I'm going to read you a quick excerpt in regards to peace in work. I've kind of paraphrased this previously. And if you've ever watched the streams where I actually read the book, you would have heard it there as well. But I know you guys are lazy as hell. So I thought I'll do the work for you. So I've got the book here, and I'm going to read a little excerpt from the book, which kind of illustrates the peace in work. Okay. A card hanging in the doorway. Oh, by the way, it's from The Alchemist, my favorite book, The Alchemist, by Paulo Coelho, Brazilian writer. A card hanging in the doorway announced that several languages were spoken in the shop. The boy saw a man appear behind the counter. I can clean up those glasses in the window if you want, said the boy. The way they look now, nobody's going to want to buy them. The man looked at him without responding. In exchange, you could give me something to eat? The man still said nothing, and the boy sensed that he was going to have to make a decision. In his pouch, he had his jacket. He certainly wasn't going to need it in the desert. Taking the jacket out, he began to clean the glasses. In half an hour, he had cleaned all the glasses in the window, and as he was doing so, 2 customers had entered the shop and bought some crystal. When he had completed the cleaning, he asked the man for something to eat. Let's go have some lunch, said the crystal merchant. He put a sign on the door, and they went to a small cafe nearby. As they sat down at the only table in the place, the crystal merchant laughed. You didn't have to do any cleaning, he said. The Quran requires me to feed a hungry person. Well, then why did you let me do it? The boy asked. Because the crystal was dirty, and both you and I needed to cleanse our minds of negative thoughts. When they had eaten, the merchant turned to the boy and said, "I'd like you to work in my shop. 2 customers came in today while you were working, and that's a good omen." People talk a lot about omens, thought the shepherd, but they really don't know what they're saying. Just as I hadn't realized that for so many years I had been speaking a language without words to my sheep. Anyway, that's where I'm going to leave it. But if you got the message, you got the message. The message is essentially the response from the merchant. The response from the merchant to the boy as to why he allowed him to clean the crystal, even though he was going to feed him anyway. Because the crystal was dirty, and both you and I needed to cleanse our minds of negative thoughts. That's why work is important. That's why you need to find peace in work. That's why you need to find peace in work. Don't cry about every little thing, you know? Sometimes the challenges are there to help you focus and to allow you to contemplate the deeper things in your mind. Contemplate the situations in your mind that are stumbling you, in life. Work is good. Work is good. And as you can see from the thumbnail of this video, I did a image of a young man trimming a bonsai tree with an older gentleman watching over him. This is the idea that you need to be taught how to do something, and you want some kind of guidance in life, but essentially you're the one who has to make the cuts. You have to make the cuts. And like the boy in the book, he had to make a decision. When the shopkeeper said nothing to him, when the boy was like, "Hey, look, I can clean the crystal in the window. No one's going to buy it while it's dirty," the shopkeeper said nothing. And the boy had to make a decision. And every decision you make is going to be important, because if he, in regards to the bonsai tree, if he cuts to the wrong bit, if he cuts too deep, if he does something that he's not supposed to do, it can ruin the entire bonsai tree. Bonsai trees are really cool. We'll watch a video about a bonsai tree in a minute. But the idea is that you want to, when you're making important decisions, you want to do it with some kind of guidance, some kind of clarity, rather than doing it from a place of, I'm going to mention Biblebot on this. I'm going to mention Biblebot because Biblebot does this a lot. She's like, "D, you're running out of time. You're running out of time. You need to make a decision. You need to choose." I have to remind you, no, it's God's plan, God's timing. God is in control of everything. And as long as you got guidance from someone wiser, someone greater than you, then you trust their guidance. You trust them that the decisions will be made at the right time. When you have to make a decision, you will make a decision, but not before or after. You're not going to let other things pressure you into making decisions. So, peace at work. Peace at work. Engross yourself in whatever you do. Enjoy it. Enjoy the challenges. Enjoy how easy it is. Enjoy the people you get to be around. Enjoy the complexity or the simplicity of the job, whatever it is you do. I remember Dee saying that she's a massage therapist. That is so cool. That is so cool. Like a massage therapist, like I said, I'm called Magic Fingers as well. In regards to massaging, it's all about understanding the body, understanding the way the muscles are placed in the body, and understanding how to massage. I wanted to say caress, but I thought that was a bit weird. How to massage the muscles in the right way, where it actually releases the tension, releases the strain, and then allows the muscles to relax afterwards. You know, it's an art form. It's something simple. You could just go, "Oh, it's just massaging someone." No, it's not just massaging. You have to massage in the right way. You have to understand the right pressure to put on the right place. You've got to understand the way you got to move your fingers. You don't want to move it like, let's say, for example, the bone is here and the muscle's there. You don't want to push the muscle into the bone. You want to kind of like release the tension away from the bone, away from the tendons, you know? Sometimes you want to work on the tendons a little bit, but that's only, once again, each thing you do in life, in whatever job you're doing, requires a set of skills, set of understanding, and a level of focus. Focus is key, guys. Focus is key. What are you focused on? So whatever you do for work, I think Jiten said, oh no, not Jiten, Just the Truth said he was a dentist. And we had a great conversation. Like he was trying to explain to me what a root canal was, and I was trying to figure it out at the same time. And that, once again, you got to enjoy that kind of work, where maybe someone's got a toothache and you're able to alleviate that pain. Maybe someone's been struggling with dodgy teeth and they're not confident in their smile, and you help them get confident in the smile by giving them braces or whatever. It's a complex job, but it's the simplicity of you're helping someone that makes it so much sweeter. The massaging, complicated job, a lot to learn, but the simplicity of releasing that tension, it's all about finding the joy in what you do, finding that peace in whatever work you do. In my life, I've had a million different jobs. I've had so many different jobs. I've done security, fast food, restaurant, cabin crew, administrator, manager, project manager for a building site. I've done a lot of different jobs in my life, and in each job I always found a way to enjoy what I was doing, even if it was hard, even if it was annoying, even if it was frustrating at some times. It was about overcoming those challenges and finding that peace again. It's very, like I said, it's very, very freaking easy to go ape shit and just go straight down the negative spiral and go, oh no, I hate my job, I hate this, I hate that, I'm leaving, which I have done a few times. But when I do it after I've thought things through. So my recent example of me doing this is when I quit my coach driving job, but I already told my manager, hey, look, I'm planning on leaving. It was something I was already mulling over. I was giving him plenty of notice period. I was trying to give him enough time to find a replacement, for his sake. And in the end, I was like, yeah, do you know what? 4 weeks is a long notice period. Since I only needed to give him 2 weeks. 4 weeks is a long notice period. I don't like his attitude. I don't like this. I don't like that. He already knows I'm leaving. I've already made the choice and the decision to leave. I'll just leave earlier than anticipate. I'll go with the flow. I trust God. 100%. So sometimes you got to go with the flow, but also try and find the peace in what you're doing. In that situation, I could have found peace. I definitely could have found the peace and just did what my manager wanted me to do. Traveled an hour and then an hour back. So 2 hours added onto my day, and then a 15-hour drive in the shift. I could have found peace, and I could have just gone, do you know what? It is what it is. I'll go help him out. But like I always say to you guys, there's a line. And if you cross that line, then I choose whether I have compassion or hope for you. At that point, I have to make a choice using my discernment and go, okay, wait, if I do this favor, is it actually going to be good for the other person? For example, my manager shouting at me and telling me I have to do this, even though it was his mistake, something that he'd done wrong, and him trying to put the blame on me. If I just gave in and just did what he wanted me to do, he would not have learned his lesson. The next time he leaves someone keys and tells someone that, oh, these keys are for you and you need to do this extra bit, he's going to be super careful to make sure that he actually makes sure that everything is correct. You know what I mean? So he learned his lesson. But if I had just given in, there's a chance that he would have just gone, no, do you know what? I was in the right all along. I convinced him to drive for 2 extra hours before his shift even starts, before where we don't even pay him. And he would have got big-headed and potentially just ended up abusing that power. So sometimes there's a line. You can't cross that line. Don't cross that line. Don't test me. Anyway, it's just to say that you can find peace in all situations. Sometimes the peace is needed. Sometimes in situations, depending on the situation. Because everything is... I've said this before, when people talk about objective morality and objective truths and objective, I'm like, no, it's more subjective. You have to look at the bigger picture. You have to look at the variables. In the scientific experiment, they have to sit down and think about all the damn variables that could cause the experiment to be, I want to say incorrect or misaligned or inconsistent or affected, the results of the experiment to be affected in either a positive or a negative way. So they have to sit down and think of all the variables. Even then, after the scientists have done all these variables and planned everything out, when they do the experiment, they realize there's a bunch more variables they never anticipated for. And then they need to go back to the drawing board and then redo the experiment once they've eliminated those extra variables that they didn't think of the first time. You know, everything in life is subjective. Everything. Okay. You got to understand that no two things are the same in regards to like things happening in life. No two situations are ever exactly the same. It's always about trying to understand the situation you're in and trying to move forward with the best discernment you can with those actual variables of that situation. So at work, if you're having a bad day, that's a variable. What's causing the bad day? What are the variables that are causing the bad day? How can you eliminate them? How can you learn from them? You know, if it's every time let's say you work in a dentist, and every time someone comes into the dentist office, they're angry. And you realize they're angry because when they walked in through the main door, they tripped over 3 boxes that were just sitting there. And they were kind of like annoyed at the fact that they nearly tripped over. And then they come into the office and they're angry already. Like they're not in a good mood. Learn from that. You go, okay, cool. Give them a better experience coming through the door. When they have a better experience coming through the door, they'll have a better experience while they're inside, and they'll leave with a better experience rather than starting it off on a negative and trying to get back on a positive. So in every situation in life, you got to learn from the variables, because the variables are always different. You'll always have different lessons to learn. See the beauty in life. Oh God, I love life. I love a bit of life. It's so interesting. All right, so that's the intro for now. Let's have a quick look at the chat, see what's going on. Oh, we got D in the chat, dropping the Praising Frequencies link. Yep, that's my music channel over there, and also my backup streaming channel. So that's the music channel / backup streaming channel. So if I ever get taken off here, you won't know unless you're on that channel. Okay, go subscribe to that channel if you want to be fully up to date with everything that's going on, regardless of whether I am here or here or there, regardless. Just the Truth says, welcome back. Loving the braps. It's such an English thing. I think it's an English thing, isn't it? The brap. D says hello to Lamb Chop. D says reading DD. Yes, I was reading. D says, yep, you DD running out of time. Matthew 24:42. Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doth come. No, I don't know what hour my Lord doth come. But do you know who does? God. God knows everything. It's his master plan. He's the one in charge of everything. It's in his hands. It's not about scare tactics. It's not about trying, like I said, it's also like the sales tactic as well. Sales tactic is, hey, for today only, get 60% off. Just today only. And then you find out that 60% off for today only has been running for about 2 weeks. It's a sales tactic. Sometimes. So yeah, I don't do sales tactics. I trust in God. I walk by faith and blinded eyes, but still walking by faith. Shivites, welcome back. Big up. It says Hare Krishna, Ik Vaheguru Satanam, Boom Shiva, Olizaksha, Chi Prana, Sukham, 0 fifth element, Magneto dielectric dynamo at the hyperboloid, and the Taurus Hare Rama. 108, 138, evening all. Welcome back to Shivites. Just says peace and greetings. Big up. And Omkara. Big up and Omkara. I should actually check out what Omkara means. I've forgotten it already. Omkara. I'm guessing it just means be Om, be peace, be at peace or something. But let's have a look. Omkara refers to the sacred symbol Om, also written as Om, A powerful sound and symbolism and blah 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 blah. Om is considered the primordial sound. Blah 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 blah. Okay, so kara probably means do, and om means the sound. So it's basically saying, say om. So just for you Shivites, just for you, om. I love doing a few oms. Oms are powerful. If you understand resonance, frequency, and vibration, om is super freaking powerful. I hope you guys are doing a few oms too. Look, let's do one together. Guys. I don't care where you are. You could be on the train coming home from work. I don't care. All right. Out loud, I want you to go on 3. All right. We'll do it together on 3. 3, 2. How peaceful do you feel? Which is, once again, great script writing from God. We're talking about peace at work. And we just found peace just by saying om. So yeah, if you're having a tough time at work, if you're having a tough time in life, do a bit of meditation. Sit down, say om a few times, find that inner peace, and then reflect on the situation. Think about the variables. See how you can overcome those variables. Say a few more oms, and then get back to it. Because there's no rest for the wicked. D says, yes, peace in work. Did other jobs, DD. Driving city bus. Drove for special children. And yes, peace in your work. You need to get a massage, relax, tight muscles. I would love a freaking massage. The only time I've had a good massage was once. I've only ever had a good massage once. And that was when I went to Thailand with work, with the cabin crew situation. I thought, hey, these guys are well known for the massages over in Thailand, and the women are quite strong. So I was like, hey, let me go see what a professional massage feels like. And oh my God, it was so good. And my back was killing me for ages afterwards as well, because they do it really, really painfully. Like they do it really, really soft, and like not soft, but like they do it with care, and they do it really deep. They do it with a lot of pressure. And at the time, it feels really good. But then a couple of days later, you kind of feel where they're pressing, but it's good pain. You know, there's a good kind of pain and the bad kind of pain. It's a good kind of pain. And best massage I've ever had. I've actually got... Hey, you guys get to see a bit behind the scenes. Well, when I say behind the scenes, I mean behind me. So, hey, I've got a Homedics massaging chair on my back. I haven't plugged it in a while. Let's plug it in right now. This is actually quite nice. This is it's obviously not the same as actually getting a proper massage, but it is nice to just kind of like to kind of release a little bit of tension. And sometimes if you're doing a bit of heavy lifting, like I have been doing at work for the last few days, it's nice to have that kind of massage on the back. It's nice to get the muscles a bit relaxed. Oi, that's too clicky. That's too noisy. Here we go. And the great thing about this chair is it's heated. You can't see it at the moment because it's on the bottom part, and it's going to work. It starts at the bottom and then works the way up the spine and then comes back down again. It's sick. And let me just get rid of that comment, and then there you go. Oh, and that's warm. That's hot. So it gives a heated massage too. Wait, massages are good. I would love a good deep massage though. Oh, it feels good. Hopefully it's not too loud with the rotating and the buzzing and the vibratings. Sounds a bit dodgy. Da, 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 da. Oh, yeah. So, D, you said you were driving city bus. That's cool. I did not know you were a bus driver as well. And you drove for special children. Yeah, I've done, when I was doing the coach driving, I took a few special education children to a local theme park. I took them to the zoo. I think, was it a zoo? There was that one, and then the other one. Where was that one too? I can't remember. I wasn't allowed in. Oh, Legoland, which was another theme park. Yeah, so there's about 2-3 different theme parks, and I think there was some kind of zoo one as well, which was fun, which was nice. It felt good to do that for the special needs kids, the special children. And once again, you find peace in that as well. It's like, yeah, you kind of help them, and they left a huge mess at the end of the trip, but I didn't mind cleaning up because I was like, okay, I understand they're already having a tough life as it is, and if I clean up a little bit after them, it's no big deal. Like, I'm a fully abled, healthy young man. I could do a little bit of cleaning without crying about it. Oh, that's hitting the right spot right now. Damn. Oh, I should have plugged this in last week. I should have plugged it in last week. D says, love seeing bonsai pruning. We'll watch a video in a moment. D says, yeah, need to eliminate hard work for me soon. Lots of outside work. Need handyman, jack of all trades, and master of none. Maybe need to take gun away from door. I was just about to say, I think you're scaring everyone off with your gun talk. Especially if you're blasting shots at the door. But yeah, you need to eliminate hard work for you. You don't want to eliminate hard work. You find joy in the hard work. And one of my favorite sayings is teamwork makes the dream work. If you could find a handyman, a jack of all trades, and a master of none that's happy to help you, and you are happy to help them, and you can have fun while you're doing the hard work, then the hard work doesn't seem so hard anymore. You know, it seems more enjoyable. It's like it's not work, it's spending time together. So maybe that's what you need to do. Don't run away from the hard work, D. Don't run away from the hard work. D says, yeah, and God is calling you from a life of wasted years. Time ticking, DD. What makes you say they were wasted years? Just out of curiosity, what makes you think they were wasted years? What's wasted about life? How is life wasted? Please, please, please enlighten me on your opinion. D says, walk by faith, not by sight. Exactly. You know, if you're walking by sight all the time, you're only walking where you think you should go, not where you need to go. Sometimes God will put you in places that you don't think you want to go, but you need to go. 2 Corinthians, for we walk by faith, not by sight. Bible, you could do it, but isn't as powerful as om. So if you can see, is just a short om is where the mouth opens up and then you get the full vibration. You take a hum, you feel the vibrations, and it's very important to feel the vibrations. Hum is good, but it's not the greatest. Om is so much more powerful. Dee says armed. She's really into their guns. Typical Americans. I love it. Dee says, yeah, need to drink plenty of water after massage body releases toxin. Yes, it does. Dee says, awesome, plug it in. That's what she said. But I'm here all week, guys. Dee says, hot infrared lights good, and chair machine. Yes, infrared lights are good, I think. I've done acupuncture in the past. Acupuncture was actually pretty amazing. Acupuncture was really good. I actually had my reservations about it. It was something that the doctor recommended, and I was like, yeah, well, acupuncture, a bunch of needles, because I had like I still kind of have a slip disc. I had a slip disc, which is basically your spine in between the spinal joints, you've got like a cushion, and that cushion is made out of jelly. And if you twist too much or put too much pressure on that jelly in between the vertebrae, in between the actual spinal joints, it can cause what's called a prolapse disc, where the jelly in the donut, as they like to say, the jelly in the donut gets squeezed out, and that jelly ends up touching nerves, because obviously there's nerves running. Those are nerves. There's nerves running down the spine. So when the disc prolapses, or how else can I say prolapse? When the disc kind of bursts, but it doesn't burst as in, it kind of bursts like as in like when you squeeze a donut and the jam comes out. It just comes out. You don't do it like that. You just squeeze it slowly and the jam slowly comes out. It's kind of that kind of situation. So the jam being the thing inside the membrane of the disc comes out and it touches the nerves, and it ends up causing a lot of problems, a lot of different problems in regards to movement, in regards to pain, in regards to the ability to walk. There's a lot of different issues that come with that. So yeah, ended up doing a bit of acupuncture, and damn, it was good. Damn, acupuncture was powerful. It was good. Where am I in the chat? Here we go. D says, yes, CDL license to drive. I don't know what CDL is. It's probably an American thing. In the UK, we call it Class D. Class D. Oh, maybe that's what that means. Class D license, CDL. Maybe. D says, gun talk. Yeah, trade massage for hard work. Jack of all trade. Oh, D says, BB, 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 yes, acupuncture and hot stones too. I've seen hot stones. I've never actually experienced hot stones. Oh wait, no, wait. I think they used hot stones in Thailand after they did the actual massage. I think they then put hot stones on, if I remember correctly. So I think I did experience it, and it was kind of weird. It felt weird, but it did help me feel more relaxed because it was warm, you know, especially after the muscles had just been brutalized by a 4'5" woman with the strength of a 10 oxes or 10 elephants. After she's done kneading your back and, you know, pulling out all the toxins and all the stress in your body, she then puts the hot rocks on it, and yeah, it did feel nice. It did feel nice, but I've never tried hot rocks on it on their own. I know it's a big spa thing. I know they do that in spas. Oh, maybe I'll go for a spa day. I don't need that much pampering. Shiva says it manifests from the orange chakra, equals sacred chakra, the navel, where one's inner strength and energy resides. What? Oh, the Om does. It manifests. Okay, cool. Orange wouldn't be the navel, would it? Richard of York gave. Yeah, it'd be yellow. It'd be yellow, not orange. Orange is the willpower. Orange is willpower. The navel is the sacral, I think it's called. The sacral one is oh wait, Richard of York. Sorry, yes, you're right. Yellow is the willpower. Orange is the creative / inner strength. Well, I guess inner strength would be from the willpower. Yeah, we'll have to look at that in a minute. D says range up therapy, awesome for spine. Look it up. Using essentials, so therapeutic. I've never seen raindrop therapy. That sounds pretty cool. Is it essentially? Well, I know raindrop therapy in the way I would do it, which is listening to the raindrops. I love listening to the rain. Rain sounds awesome, but I don't think that's what this is. And I know that there's a torture. They use a torture. There's a torture method where you get the person to lie down, and then you drip slowly on their forehead. Every once in a while, there's a drop, then another drop, and then another drop, then another drop. It doesn't sound like torture at first, but after hours and hours and hours and hours, apparently it could drive you insane. So I know raindrop torture and raindrop listening, but now raindrop therapy, I'll have to have a quick look at that. therapy. Ooh, it's riskier than it sounds. Let's have a quick look. Ooh, aromatherapy. Yes, I like a bit of aromatherapy as well. I've done that in the past. In a nutshell, and then it's applied to the skin in layers and blended using different strokes depending on the issue being treated. Some positions are held for a given number of minutes. Interesting. Okay, I'll have to give that a go one day. Raindrop therapy. Oh. Learn something new every day, guys. Learn something new every day. Shiva says also it's where a baby is created. Interesting, yes, very interesting. D says class B is cupping good, like acupuncture. Well enough talk for me on that. Lol. Ready to see bonsai. Cupping looks weird. Cupping looks weird. I'm not gonna lie. I've seen some of the way the skin gets kind of like pulled into the thing. It just looks weird, but I'm sure there's a good feeling after it's released. Shiva says acupuncture has 108 points and there are 108 activatable chakras. I said that right. Activatable. It sounded wrong. Activatable. It's one of those words. Activatable chakras. Cool. And D says ice therapy too. Shut down from them. Oh, I love a good ice shower. A nice cold shower. Oh, feels so good. So good. Wakes you up as well. Wakes you straight up. All right, cool. That's the bottom of the chat. Chat's talking about OMS, chakras, and I was going to say meditation therapy, but no, it's not meditation. It's massage therapies, different types of massage therapies, which is interesting. I like it. I like it. All right, so now let's have a look and see if we could find that bonsai video that I was thinking about. How's your day, guys? How was your day? Did you guys have a good day at work? A bad day at work? What's been happening for you today? What's been going on for you? All right. Bonsai. Bonsai. All right. We'll watch this one. There's a couple I had to choose from, but I think this one would be best. Bonsai.
In this video, I'll share a few tree species that are great to begin with.
Oh, that's a beautiful garden, isn't it? Oh, that is stunning. Is that a garden or is that a local park? Oh, that is an amazing garden.
Is your bonsai indoors or outdoors? This is very important because only a few tree species will grow well indoors. So let's first look at indoor bonsai. The most popular tree species is the ficus.
Oh, that looks so cool. I love the thick tree trunk and then the branches. Oh, this one needs a little bit of pruning, I think, though.
As it is incredibly strong and looks great. It does need lots of light, so make sure to place it right in front of a south-facing window. Another indoor option is the jade, which also needs a lot of light, but not as much water as the ficus.
I'm going to have to do a bonsai tree soon. Oh, that looks so cool. That looks so good, just sitting there in the... It really just lighting up the room, doesn't it? Otherwise, it's just a plain white sofa, white tables, white walls, white lamps. You got a little desk there with a random vase, but then you add those two bonsai trees, and all of a sudden, changes the atmosphere. I love it.
Ficus. It can even survive short periods of drought, which is unique to bonsai, as most tree species die immediately if they dry out. Some other tree species that can be kept indoors include the Fukian tea or Komona, the Hawaiian umbrella, and the sweet plum. Check the video description below for a link to the indoor bonsai care video to make sure you keep your indoor bonsai healthy.
So you can see already we've just started the video and he's already talked about all the different variables. You know, he's saying that you've got to first think about whether it's an indoor or an outdoor. And then you also have to think about what kind of tree you want. Do you want it to be looking strong? Do you want it to be like this, simple? Do you want it to be a bit more softer looking? Do you want the big leaves? Do you want the little leaves? There's so many variables just before you even start a bonsai tree. This is what I was saying earlier. In life, there's always going to be variables. And your situation, stop vibrating. Your situation is going to change what variables are important to you and what are not important to you, whereas someone else will have different variables that are more important and less important. This is why it's always good to reflect, guys. Why it's always good to reflect.
Now let's investigate some popular outdoor tree species. With outdoor bonsai, your options are far greater. The following tree species do well in most climates, but check our website for more information on selecting tree species based on where you live. A safe option is selecting tree species that actually grow where you live. One very strong tree species that needs to be kept outdoors year-round is the juniper. This is a classic bonsai tree species, which loves lots of light.
That looks so cool. That looks so cool. I love the art of bonsai. The art of bonsai is so cool.
Another classic is the Japanese maple, with its beautiful leaves that turn yellow and orange in fall.
Oh, that's cool.
You could also consider some other popular tree species, like the Chinese elm, azalea, or pines. In the video notes below, you'll find a link to an article on our website that explains how to care for outdoor bonsai, also in winter. I hope these tips were useful and will help you pick the right tree species to start out with.
I actually thought the video was going to be more about the pruning side of it, rather than literally deciding which tree you want to do. But it was a good video either way. It was nice to see the different types of bonsai trees that there can be. They're cool. They're cool. I think the person who came up with bonsai was genius, absolute genius. And the thing is, it takes a lot of patience as well. It takes a lot of patience to grow a bonsai tree because you a lot of planning as well. Because these ones aren't, you can't see it on these ones, but the one that he had earlier, where was it? This one here. You can see what he's done is he's had to twist wire around the branches and pull them in the different directions that he wants it to grow in. So you have to have a lot of forethought. You have to think in advance and go, okay, how do I want this thing to look in the end? And then you have to have the patience to allow it to grow and understand that nature sometimes does its own thing, but you will try and guide it the best you can. You can't break it off and then go, okay, now it's in this position. No, because it's broken. You have to work with nature, not against nature. Love it. So many lessons in life. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Loving it, loving it, loving it. Loving it like that. All right, so should I say same shit another day? Then make it different shit another day. Make it different shit another day. What do you do, Shivites? What do you do for work? What do you do for work? How could you make work a little bit more interesting? I'm sure you could find a way. For me, I'm driving around, and today I was driving around. Oh, where did I go? I went to a TV studio. I went to a TV studio today. That was cool because it reminded me of when I was working in the movies or TV stuff back in the day. And then I drove past my old workplace. I drove past one of my old workplaces. That was fun little memories there. Drove past a camping place I went recently. Yeah, do you know what I mean? I could have just gone, oh, I'm just driving, boring driving, go same shit another day. But I was like, no, do you know what? I haven't been in a while. I do know this area, but it's nice to kind of see things and see life from a different perspective. Before I was working there, now I'm driving past it. Hopefully it's not just same shit another day. Same shit another day is essentially what Dee was saying earlier, wasting life. What was a quote about wasting life? Where is our comment? Where's our comment? Oh, for some reason I can't seem to find it. Oh, it must have been the first few comments. Yes, here it is. It was Matthew 24:42. Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour you'll. No, not that one. Not that one. Here we go. Yeah, and God is calling you from a life of wasted years, time ticking. So when you're doing same shit every day, that's what I would consider wasted years. You could do the same shit every day, but do it differently. You know, that will make life a bit more interesting. That wouldn't be wasted years. You'll be learning and growing and enjoying the moment, regardless of whether you've done it a million times or not. Same shit another day is just giving into the negativity. So try not to do that, bro. Try not to do that. But I'd like to know what you do for work. He says another day, another dollar. Yes, that's one good way of looking at it. That's one good way of looking at it is just, you know what? It's a good day because I got paid. I get paid for the day. So it's a good day. He says beautiful park. I think it was actually his house. I think it was his garden. I actually really do think it was his garden. Beautiful garden. D says no hole in the pocket, or is it? D says yes, Crafty D. Jade like that. Who's Jade? Oh, Jade the tree? I don't know Jade the tree. Jade. Jade. Bonsai? Oh, cool. Jade plant. Hey, let me just share the screen so you guys can see what I'm looking at. In regards to what D was talking about with the bonsai. Bonsai. That's more of a plant. That looks better. But that's definitely not a jade, is it? Dwarf jade. Oh, cool. Oh, it looks so small and simple, but then it goes into a big ass tree. I like it. I like it. Okay, maybe I'll do a jade. Maybe. I do like the color jade. And are those like 4-leaf clovers? So maybe it's lucky as well. It's lucky and it's beautiful. I'll definitely check that out. I'll definitely put that on the list. Jade. D says yes, that could be a good business, like Chinese elm. Or what? Selling bonsais? Maybe. Shiva says Miyagi-san. Yeah, it's funny because yesterday I was talking about the wax on, wax off, wax on, wax off. So yeah, today Miyagi-san. I love how life unfolds sometimes. D says got to decide first, then learn how to prune. Yes, exactly. You got to know what you're pruning, what's good for it, what's bad for it, and then shape it. But with a vision. You have to have a vision. Shiva says Taurus field. He wants a bonsai in the shape of a Taurus field. That'd be cool. DD entrepreneur bonsai. Maybe we'll see what happens. My plans for world domination don't start with bonsai trees, unfortunately. Bonsai trees is something I would do for like the relaxation, the focus, the commitment, the love. Those are the reasons I would do bonsai. I don't see it as a business opportunity. It is definitely a good business opportunity. Loads of people always buying bonsais, and usually you could make a good bit of money from them. But I don't think I'd go down that route for the bonsai. I've got different ideas for making money, but once again, like I said before on other streams, sometimes you need money to make money. And money isn't really my goal. Money is not my goal. It's nice to have. It's great to have a bit of freedom, the ability to do what you want when you want. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Shiva says, I am fixing and fitting around. What are you fixing and fitting around? D says, lamb chop business. Oh, you want me to chop some lambs up? I could do that. D wants me to be a butcher. Butcher of Fleet Street. But yeah, bonsai. It's a good idea. It's a good idea. I'm not gonna lie, because it is something that I could just kind of leave to the side. It will take a bit of time investment in order to get enough bonsais to be able to start selling, especially to the right maturity, to the right age, and then you can sell them off. But yeah, maybe something I'll look into. Maybe it's something I'll look into. I'm just thinking of a few different ideas I could do along with it. Interesting. Yeah, I'll tell you next time. I'll tell you next time if I'm going to do some sketches. I'm going to do some sketches of some bonsai trees and how I would sell them if I would sell them, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. No bad thing to have an extra plan up your sleeve, another ace up your sleeve. D says it is a new day, a new dawn, and feeling good. Love it, love it. D says Jade Bonsai. I like the name Jade. I really do like the name Jade. Jade is such a cool name. D says succulents good to start business. I love to buy them. I don't know what succulents are. Sounds kind of sexual. Succulents. What's a succulent? Oh, it's a plant as well. Succulent plants. Oh, cool. Yes. Let me just share the screen. Succulents look cool. Yeah, I like the different colors to it as well. Oh, look at that one. The green and the reddish at the top. That looks so cool. Yeah, those are cool. Okay, succulent and bonsais. Let me write this down. Let me do a bit of research into it. Let me see what I could come up with. D says, looks like the money tree. Succulents. Bonsai. Maybe I'll call it succulent bonsai. The succulent jade bonsai. Oh, I don't know. We'll come up with a name. We'll come up with a name. The best thinking I do, honestly, in life, the best thinking I do is usually in the shower. When I'm in the shower, I come up with some crazy ideas. Some of my best ideas come from when I'm in the shower. So I'll have to jump in the shower, which I'll probably do after the stream. It'll be nice to have a nice hot shower before I go to bed. So yeah, I'll see if I could come up with a name for the bonsai tree / succulent business. And also I'll look at the feasibility of it and the investment in regards to time, money, and whatnot. But yeah, it sounds like a good idea. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Shiva says, but the real truth is, no matter what you do, this Yuga cycle is over in 15 years, equals reset with dire consequences. Yeah, that's kind of why I've put off a lot of things in my life. But at the same time, I'm like, do you know what? If the end is coming, you might as well enjoy it while it's coming. You know, if you're gonna go out, you might as well be able to go out on your terms rather than the terms of others. You know, you want to have some kind of self-control, some kind of self-reliance, some kind of self-reliance, self-accountability in regards to how you want to spend these next 15 years. You know, if it is 15 years, I think it's quicker than that. I think maybe 7 years. But if we get up to 15, how do you want to spend those 15 years? How do you want to spend those 15 years? What would I do? What would I do if I would probably cause some chaos? Have a little bit of fun, but maybe a bit of peace as well. You know, I love my camping. I love my forest. I love nature. The perfect thing for me, honestly, the perfect thing for me, if I was really, really selfish and I knew the end was coming, would be to just go relax in a forest somewhere, build a little hut, you know, live off the land and just be at one with nature. That would be awesome. However, I have hope. I have hope that we are able to get through this reset without without the need to have it completely wiped out. Maybe we can, you know, sort ourselves out and we can go through a reset that is a bit more peaceful. Hence why me doing these damn streams and me trying to do what I can to help people in regards to whatever situation in life, in regards to spirituality and the journey of life. D says, yes, sell bonsai and succulents and peaceful business. Yes, sounds very peaceful. Sounds very peaceful. It sounds very easy as well, honestly. It's just something you set up online, internet shop, drop some leaflets around, maybe go to a market. I could go to, there's markets happening every single day around where I am. There's markets every single day. And I used to work in a market when I was a kid. So I could easily go to the market like a car boot sale and pull up all the bits and pieces and sell them there. Also have the online business. Very versatile. Very, very versatile. And the great thing about these things is that as long as you take care of them, they last a while. You know, you don't have to worry about your stock spoiling anytime soon, especially if you keep it on rotation. D says, DD makes songs or butcher, baker, candlestick maker. Shiva says sacred geometry. Sacred geometry is cool. Sacred geometry is cool. I've done a bit of research on that a few years ago. D says, yes, make succulent wreaths out of shells of pistachios and paint them. Succulent wreaths out of shells and pistachios. Shells of pistachios. I like pistachios. And paint them. That's cool. Didn't think of pistachio shells. I'll look into that as well. I'll look into that. Shiva says, and golden ratios. Yes, the golden ratios, the what's it called? Fibonacci sequence, the phi fo fum. These loving the cold shower. Oh, I'll probably do a cold. I like a mix of cold and hot shower. So I start it off cold and then I finish on a warm, or I start it off warm and then finish it off on a cold, depending. So in the mornings, it will be warm, finish it off on cold. And then in the evenings, it'll be cold, finish it off on a warm. I'm not going to say that's every time either. That's not every time. It's just when I'm feeling it. Got to go with the flow. And Shiva says, go out with a bang. Shebang. Skadoosh. D says, need to be secure in going out. Who's not secure in going out? Who's not secure in going out? D says, don't worry about burning down, for it will, God will set the world right. Oh, need to be secure in going out. It's probably in regards to the world ending. And then she says, don't worry about burning down, for it will, God will set the world right. Yeah, but I'd rather, well, forget what I want now. Forget what I want. I wanted peace. I want everyone to live in peace. I want everyone to find truth, love, compassion, contentment, humility, and hope. I want people to treat each other with respect and dignity. The same respect and dignity you would expect from someone else, you should be willing to give to others, you know. But unfortunately, life is life and life be lifing. And sometimes people are too caught up in their own stories to think about the bigger picture. But yeah, maybe I should. No, I still have hope. I still have hope for the world. I still have hope. But nah, no but. I still have hope. I still have hope. I told you guys, I'm a retard. It takes me a while to learn my lessons. If there is no hope in the world, it'll take me a while to learn that. But right now, I still believe in hope. I still believe there's hope for the world, and I still believe in peace. And rather than going to the flames, we could end up finding peace and serenity in our lives and find a better way. Do you really want to be sitting in the flames? Do you really want to be sitting in the flames, enjoying the heat? Well, it sounds kind of fun, to be honest, but you know what I mean. You could always have the flames and have the peace. You can have the flames and the peace. Oh, and talking about golden ratio and the sacred geometry, that is the phi symbol. PHI, phi. That's the phi symbol, which I created by accident a long time ago. Oh man, I need to go through some of these old pictures, man. I haven't seen some of these in ages. Okay, let's get back to this one. My new cool stream layout. Shiva says 15-year countdown is metaphysical timer. Anything before that is physical and of our own doing. Oh, okay. So you're saying 15 years is the metaphysical timer in regards to the metaphysical collapsing on itself, and then whether we choose to collapse in on ourselves or not is our choice. Interesting. Quick question for you, Shivite. Quick question for you, Shivite. In regards to the asteroid that they say is coming in 2032, that could potentially hit Earth. Let's say it does hit Earth. Would you then consider that a effect of the metaphysical, or would you say that's more physical? And it's something to do with the vibration of the Earth or something. D says, yeah, online and offline market, and then word of mouth. Yes, exactly. And also, I could go knocking on my neighbors' doors. I could go, hey guys, bonsai. So yeah, you could do a bit of online, offline market stalls, and also door-to-door sales, which will always be good as well, especially if people got friends and family. Word of mouth from there spreads in regards to, hey, my auntie would really like another one, or would like one as well, and I say, tell me where they live and I'll go down the whole street, make it worth it to get that sale, and then also hit up the other houses. And anyway, that's business talk. I understand business. I understand how costs and planning and sales and all that stuff works, but it's just I don't think my way of doing sales isn't to convince someone they need to buy it. It's to highlight why they should buy it. However, it's their choice. But if they choose to buy it, it would be beneficial to them because they'll have a bit of green indoors or outdoors, or something unique, something they could work on with the kids, something that they can work on with the family. They could kind of go, okay, cool, we're all going to take turns snipping at it and trimming it down, and we could do it together. I'll probably do, that's a good idea. I'll probably do a couple of different bunches. I'll probably do untamed and tamed. I'll do some bonsai trees where I'll manipulate and I'll trim down and make it look pretty, and then some trees, bonsai trees, I'll kind of leave au naturel and allow the customer to make their own creation from it. I like that. And then I'll probably do, I don't know why I'm going so deep into this. I haven't even done the research into the buying all the bits and pieces, but I've got so many different ideas in regards to it. I've got a million different ideas in regards to it. But yeah, thank you, D. I really appreciate the heads up on that. But the master says, brilliant idea, demand trading is great. Yes, but I'm not going to take all credit, even though I did mention bonsai, but it was D who was saying sell them. Otherwise, for me, it's like everything can be sold. You can sell a bit of everything. These little bits of wood I've got left from the tree house I was making, if I get enough of these, I could sell these as little pellets for like rabbit houses and stuff. You know what I mean? Everything can be sold. If you're able to market it in the right place and understand the demand for it, you could always sell everything. But for me, like I said, I was more focused on the spiritual journey than I was on the financial journey. And then after the spiritual journey was coming towards its conclusion, I started understanding divine unions, and I was like interested in divine unions and all that stuff. But the thing with divine union is that it's not on your time scale. It's always on the divine time scale. So that's another thing that I got to leave to the side. Back burner, spiritual journey, back burner, divine unions, back burner. Now I'm working again. I've started working again. It feels so good to work. I love having a shift. I love waking up early. Whenever I worked, whenever I did all my jobs, I always asked for the early shift. I love waking up early. Like I said, when I go camping, one of the best things about camping is that you wake up to the birds chirping at like 3-4 o'clock in the morning. You know, it's an unreal feeling. Waking up early in the morning, seeing the sunrise, seeing the day unfold. I think this is why they call it like typically like early morning is when most religions say you should do your first prayer as well, because there's something special about it. Something special about being awake early in the morning. But yeah, I love the fact that I'm waking up early again. It feels so good. I was waking up relatively early, sometimes 8 o'clock, sometimes 10 o'clock, but I'm up at 6 now, and I love that. And it structures the day quite nicely, and it's good to have money in your pocket. It's really good to have money in your pocket. So yeah, I might go down this route of buying and selling bonsai trees and succulents and maybe some other different pieces. I was thinking about making the actual bases as well. It was just a thought that came into my head. I was like, actually, I could probably learn a bit of pottery as well, and I can make unique looking pots in order to put the bonsai in, and that will give it a unique feature as well as it being a bonsai. It'll be like something different. I've got a few different ideas of ways I could do this. So yeah, I told you, this thing doesn't stop. It's constantly going, and this is why I have to sometimes meditate. I have to meditate in order to slow the brain down, because once I get an idea, it just goes. And I'm like, million different ideas, ways to make it great, ways to make it awful, ways to do this, ways to do that. And yeah, 9 times out of 10, I don't do anything with it because I don't want to go down the money route. I don't want to focus on the money. But right now, I don't want to focus on the money, but I don't mind focusing on setting up a sustainable business, especially one that involves plants. I'm not going to lie. I like the idea of doing something that works with nature rather than against nature. Shiva says, "Oi, badmaasha! Oi! Kidda? Nyane bache theek ya?" D says, "Look at the wreaths, succulent pistachio shells. I love making them beautiful." Oh, cool. Well, maybe you can make a few, D, and then you could send a few over. Succulent pistachio shells. Yeah, maybe you could send a few samples over. Just having a quick look at one now. I can see the succulents. I don't see the pistachios. Or the pistachio shells even. Oh, damn. 140 quid for a succulent wreath. It looks like there's big money in this. And one of the funny things is actually where I'm working at the moment, literally right opposite it is a warehouse where they sell flowers. They sell flowers. I see boxes of them coming in. I see empty boxes coming out. I see the workers there. And I was literally sitting in front of there today. I was actually thinking, do you know what? A flower business would be good. I was actually thinking that today. I was like, oh, that's nice. The owner must like the smells of flowers and stuff, like coming to work. You know, it's different. Obviously, when you've got loads of different flowers and all the different smells mixing together, sometimes it's going to be a bit overpowering, but still, there's worse places you can work. You know, there's men out there working in the sewers, working with a few smelly flowers. Doesn't sound so bad. Does not sound so bad. But yeah, D, send me. I can't find the pistachio ones. So send me whatever you can in regards to pictures, or if you want to send me samples. Oh, I see. Okay, no. I think I see what you mean by the pistachio one. So you make the pistachios look like succulents. Well, the pistachio shells. You paint the pistachio shells and you make them look like succulents. Ah, because they've got the concave shape. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I'll have to look at that. I'll have to look into that. That's a good idea as well. Especially wreaths. I think wreaths are usually quite popular, especially during holiday seasons. Where are we with the chat? D says going out of this world, need to have assurance. Shiva says to D, they are used sacred geometry and ratios to form 4 in equals time. No idea what that means, but thank you. D says yes, DD, that is what God wants and is long suffering, letting man choose. D says Foursquare. That makes me think of the game Foursquare. Draw with chalk a 4-box, hit basketball back and forth, or 2 square. I don't know that game. Must be an American game. I know Horse. Horse is the one that we played in the UK, where every time you sink a bucket, every time you get the basketball into the bucket, you get the letter until you make up the word horse. So it's you versus someone else, and it's the first one to complete horse or get 5 shots. Shiva says that's physical and actually totally bollocks. Oh, I think that's in regards to the meteorite. Not the meteorite, the asteroid. The asteroid. Shiva says Phi has a Taurus for its symbol. Yeah, it's very interesting. It also has a circle with a line going through it, which if you... So, Shivites. This symbol here is like a Taurus, but guess what it's also like? Guess what it's also like? Technically, it's also like a black hole. When they... let me show you on screen. When they said that they found an image of black hole, This one here. Share screen. Damn, I'm opening up too many tabs. Here we go. So there you go. So essentially, the black hole would be a black circle with a white ring around it with a white line going through the middle. Obviously, this is at a slight angle, so you can't see the bottom part completely, but you can see where it's slightly dark there. And once again, that is like the Phi symbol, aka a bit toroidal. You got the 2 kind of halves there meeting in the middle. So yes, interesting. D says yes, DD. Raffle a bonsai, let everyone bid, or get a ticket for your first bonsai. Money come in to make more. Lol. Sell pies to make more pies to sell more pies. Yes, yeah. That's the way business works. But the raffle a bonsai, I don't know if I've got enough people online, so I can't do an online bonsai for you guys. Well, I could, I guess, but you guys will have to dig deep for the first ever bonsai. But I've got a few different ideas. Like I said, I've got a billion different ideas, but right now what I need is the cash flow in order to make these ideas a reality. So I need to keep on working, need to keep doing my 9-to-5 job, and then soon, hopefully, I should be able to set up my own little business, have a few different businesses. Like I said, I've got so many different ideas. I mentioned my Righteous Path tarot deck a little while ago. So that's something I've still got in the back of my head, just ticking over, just going, come on, demand, make the money, get that ball rolling. Just for the sake of, like I said, for the freedom, not the money, but the freedom, and also helping people. More helping people and more freedom, and then less making money. Money's good to have, but it's not the most important thing. Otherwise, I'd be doing a lot more stupider things in order to make money. D says, like your ideas, lamb chop. Shiva says, lol, at D, that's deep. D says, no, DD, you brought up bonsai, your idea, your market. I am all in. Appreciate it. Thank you. It's a team effort. You know, we bounce ideas off each other, and Yeah, something always comes out of conversations. This is why I love conversations. Today I was talking to the guy at work, the guy I mentioned yesterday. You know, the guy I said that how I started talking to him about spiritual stuff and everything. And then today we were talking about more spiritual stuff, and it was really good conversations, really good conversations. And even in these conversations, I get a chance to learn. I get a chance to learn, even though I may be saying something I already know. It's always good to kind of like remind yourself and just refocus the mind, because it's very easy in life to get distracted by life. It's very easy to get distracted by life. So yeah, conversations are good because it helps you just refocus, re-navigate, and realign. D says, not really, Shivice. You are the brain and love it. You are awesome. I am the deep Bible bot. You're all the brains and you're all the Bible bots. You're a bit of everything, okay? Don't be one thing only. Be a bit of everything. Don't limit yourself. You could be anything you want. Anything you want. D says, I will always be here, DD, to give you a Bible verse to go with the bonsai. Thank you, D. I can always count on you. I can always count on you. D says, big hug for you, Shivites. I heard that it takes 2 women to have a brain of 1 man. Yes, it does. It takes 2 women to have a brain of 1 man. Is that a Muslim hadith or something? Is that an Islamic hadith? It sounds familiar. But Marsh says, the man, have you considered becoming Guji for a week? Guji. Do you know what the funny thing is, actually? I was thinking about this yesterday. Was it yesterday or today? It was actually today. I was driving past a mandir, Hindu temple, and then I drove past like a Hindu community hall. And I was just remembering, like, back in the day, where I went with a friend to something called Garba Chaur. That's a Hindu festival, Garba Chaur, where they have like, oh no, is it Garba Chaur? Basically, they do. I can't remember if it's called Garba Chaur or Dandiya. I think Dandiya is the dance, where Garba Chaur is the festival. So I went with a friend years and years and years ago to this event where all the Hindus, like local community Hindus, kind of meet and they dance and they have these sticks in their hand. They have these sticks and they kind of like dance with each other, hitting the sticks against the other sticks, and everyone's having it. It was fun. It was fun. So I wouldn't mind being Guji for a week. I would not mind being Guji for a week. I think it'd be interesting. I think they have really good community spirit, and they do love a bit of fun. You know, they do like having a good time. So wait, but Marsh, are you offering me an opportunity to kind of like come join your Guji crew for a week? I think that would be interesting. I'd love that. Are you Gujarati? Are you? I don't remember if you are Gujarati. No, I don't think you are. I think you are from somewhere else in India. Bangladesh, I want to say. I can't remember. I've got bad memory. But yeah, I'd love to do that. D says, eat the nut, DD, keep the shells. Yes, pistachio Reese, lots of money. Because takes a lot of shells and time, but I think you can buy empty pistachio shells. No, I think I like your idea. Buy the pistachios and eat them. I love when I was a kid, bags and bags of pistachios just sitting there while you're watching a movie. You know, while you're watching a movie, just crack, bite, and then sometimes you get the shells that are closed up, and there's no way to kind of pull them apart, so you have to kind of break them off and then kind of suck out the pistachio and then throw away the pieces of the shell which are sharp. Yeah, good times. I'll probably go down the eating side. D says, look, Pinterest, pistachio Reese looks like succulents, and they make other things, the fake succulents for picture frames and such. Oh, okay, for picture frames and stuff. I'll probably start off with the basics, and then obviously I'll expand deep further, because it depends on how long it takes to make a particular item, how much time, energy, and effort goes into making it, and how much money is in return. And then obviously you then continue that from there. So I'll have to look into that in regards to expanding to frames and stuff. Good idea. But yeah, I'll have to see how much time it takes to actually make one of these, because obviously individual pieces being stuck together, I can see it taking many hours to make. I can see it taking about 4 or 5 hours to kind of get the ball rolling, not even finish, and then probably another 3-4 hours to finish once you've got the ball rolling. because then obviously you want to paint it a little bit more, kind of add a bit more color and stuff. But yeah, frames isn't a bad idea. D says yes, horse game, cool. Horse is American as well. I did not know that. Shiva says a black hole is a vortex of a torus field, top or bottom view of each vortex. Yes, the phi symbol, the Shiva says and point source inertia. D says yes. Hadith. I knew it was Hadith. The two female brains is one man's brain. Sounds like something the Muslims will say. And to be honest, I don't disagree. I don't disagree. I think in regards to when you're thinking about logic, when it comes to logic, I think men are, unfortunately, sorry, ladies, men are superior in the logic department. Females are more superior in the emotional department. You know, the emotional quotient, the EQ. Women should be better in the EQ department. Obviously, there's some women and some men out there who will be the exception to the rule, but typically men are better at the logical thinking, aka also why men are typically usually making things in regards to devices, instruments, tools. That's typically men trying to be logical about how I can make this more efficient and stuff like that, whereas women would be more like creative thinking, emotional thinking. It's like, oh, my husband carries this basket full of wood from the forest every single day. If I give him the same basket but done in a slightly different way, in a more creative way, maybe this basket is something he could wear on his back, and then his hands are free for something else. You know, that's the beauty of the female touch. The men are important, but so are the women. But I would say that in regards to logical thinking, men are slightly more superior, and then females are better at their creative thinking. But like I said, the exception does not break the rule. The exception does not break the rule. D says women should not have to use the masculine mechanical part of the brain. Women are helpmate. No, I disagree. I think it's important. D says robot, man, woman, not. No. It's not about being one being a robot and the other not being a robot. It's about the balance. It's where you both have the ability to think logically and creatively together, you know, and then the man is able to be creative and logical, and the woman is able to be creative and logical, because sometimes the man's not going to be there. You know, he might be at work, he might be away, and then the woman has to make a decision. She has to be logical. She has to plan her day. You know, there's a level of logic involved with women too. You can't say that women can't be logical, and it's all up to the men to be the robots. No, because that does not lead to a symbiotic relationship, a harmonious relationship. It leads to a codependent relationship, where one is taking the full role and the other one is taking that full role, and they're separate roles, and they only are efficient when they're together. No, they should be efficient separately, individually, where the male is both logically thinking and creatively thinking, so he's able to be standalone, and then the woman is creative and logical and able to stand alone. So when those two people who stand alone come together, they're super powerful. They're more powerful than just being one and the other person being the other, you know. But that's my 2 cents on it. D says aye, captain. Aye, captain. AI men can't understand women. Yes, AI men cannot understand women because women don't think logically. Simply put, women don't think logically. Women are retards. They'll say one thing and mean another thing, you know. But men are like that in the emotional department. D says, yeah, I have killed a snake because man wasn't here. You don't have to kill the snake, did you? What snake was it? I know America, you get a lot of different poisonous snakes and stuff. It'll be interesting to find out. And also, guys, since we're on the topic of snakes, a little tip. Typically, you can tell whether a snake is poisonous or not by its eyes. If it's got slitty eyes, if it's got a slit like one of those kind of like cat's eyes, kind of like one of those shapes in its eyes, then it's more likely to be poisonous. If it's got round eyes, it's not poisonous. You know, I don't think you're going to be walking up to a snake and checking with a magnifying glass or trying to get up close to check. But in a situation, if you are bitten by a snake, you want to grab the snake because you need the anti-venom. So they need to know which anti-venom to give you. So if you are ever bitten by a snake, you want to grab the snake. Don't worry if it bites you again. You've already been infected. At that point, you need to make sure you're able to identify the snake, identify whether it's poisonous or not, and then identify which anti-venom you need in order to be saved. So if you're ever bitten by a snake, grab it, kill it if you have to, if it's unable to, if you haven't got a way to keep it safe. And then obviously find help. But you could always see from the eyes as well. Like I said, if it's got round eyes, you could go, okay, cool. It bit me, but it's not poisonous. It's fine. And then you can, but don't take my word on that. Let me just Google that just to make sure I am not talking out my arse. Let me just make sure. Round eye snakes not poisonous, because I don't want to give you like medical advice and you go, oh, but the man said it was fine. While many non-venomous snakes have round pupils, relying solely on pupil shape to determine if a snake is venomous is unreliable, as some venomous snakes also have round pupils. Okay, so it's not the strict rule. It's not a strict rule, but it is a good indicator. It is a good indicator sometimes. But we'll see. Don't get bitten by snakes, essentially. Try not to get bitten by a snake. Snakes only bite if they feel threatened. Shiva says the South Pole equals vortex is blue shifting light, and the North Pole vortex red shifted. Excuse me, I just had a lot to eat. Vortex is red shifting light of the Taurus at Om. D says men one mindset. Lamb chop. Not here to change you. God changes us. My 2 cents. Men one mindset. What's that one mindset? Are you talking about sex? Men only want sex? Is that what you're trying to say? Or are you trying to say that men can only do one thing at a time, i.e. be logical? They can't be both logical and creative. Because I would disagree. I'd disagree all day long on that. A great example of this would be in the field of computing. In the field of computing, where you type computer languages, code, when you're writing code, you have to be very logical when you're writing code. But with the logical code writing that you're making, you're usually creating something unique, something different, whether it be a program, whether it be a game, whether it be some kind of application to run certain projects. You might do it in a creative way. So yeah, there is no you could only do one thing and you can't do another. No, we've seen evidence of this in life. You can be creative and logical at the same time. It's not impossible. It's not impossible. And I will die on this hill. I'll die on this hill if I have to. D says, knuckle cheese sandwich with extra cheese, woman bashing or men bashing. We were in peace. We're still in peace, D. We're still in peace. No women bashing yet. Trust me, if I started bashing the women, you'd know. You would know. Because then you would not be laughing. You'd be like, damn it, D, stop it. I have to leave now. D, stop it. I'm going to have to go. D says, men can't walk and chew gum at the same time. Women can. Multiple task. One of the greatest things I love about the whole men versus women thing is when women are like, men don't know how to communicate. And then a man actually tries to communicate with a woman, and the woman's like, stop communicating with me. I don't know how to answer you. Oh. It's like, wait, I thought you wanted communication. I thought women just want communication. No, when you give them communication, they're like, no, leave me alone. Stop communicating. Women don't know what the hell they want. Women don't know what they want. So yeah, they can somewhat multitask. It depends on how interested they are in the subject that they're multitasking with. D says, I am just gaming with you, DD. It's all good. I thought so. D says, no pieces yet. Pieces? Oh, we're not in pieces yet. No, we're not in pieces yet. All right, cool. I'm going to play a quick song. Be right back. And then we'll talk about peace at work again. And then I will end the stream. I think I've been going on for about an hour or so. Yep, an hour and a half. Perfect. So I don't want to keep you up all night. And obviously, there might be other streams you want to check out. There might be other things you might want to learn. Or you might want to do something else with your evening. You know, you might have some projects. Do you guys have any projects going on? Shivites, D, who else is in the chat today? I think Jitin was it? No, not but Marsh is here. Any of you guys working on any projects? Anything interesting? What are you guys doing with the evening tonight? What are you guys doing with your evening? And while you write your messages, I'll be right back after the messages from our sponsor, the Righteous Pirates.
Hey, I sail through the storm with me compass on truth, seeking treasure in me heart, not in fountains of youth. A ship full of love with compassion as me map, plundering not gold but the peace that I trap. The seas be wild but I stay me course, with a humble soul may that be me force. I wear no crown, just a battered hat, but the spirit's rich, radiant, that's where it's at. On this righteous voyage where true souls be found, with love in me chest and me boots on the ground, content with the waves, I need not more. Found me peace in the journey and that be me score. The world's chasing jewels but I'm searching for more. I seek the light in the depths where truth hits the shore. Ain't no treasure like compassion, it be rarest of gems, and a humble heart be worth more than crowns or hems. I'll raise me flat with no pride to boast, for a true pirate soul follow spirits of the coast. With kindness as me blade I cut through the lies, seeking love and light beneath blackened skies. On this righteous voyage where true souls be found, with love in me chest and me boots on the ground, content with the waves, I need not more. Found me peace in the journey and that be me score. The world be loud filled with sirens' cries, but I wrote a me old tune beneath starlit skies, giving what I can, taking what I need, living by the code of the sailor's creed. So I sail through the night, compass pointing me right, not for fortune or fame but for inner sight. The tides rise and fall but I be standing tall, a humble pirate soul, heeding truth's call. I'll sail this path till the waves lay me down, with love as me anchor and truth as me crown. Through storms and calm seas I'll carry me smile, for a life rich in peace be worth every mile. On this righteous voyage where true souls be found, with love in me chest and me boots on the ground, content with the waves, I need not more. Found me peace in the journey and that be me score. So hoist your sails to the stars above, seeking treasure that's forged in compassion and love, for a pirate whose humble sails free as the sea, on a righteous path, hey, that's the life for me. So hoist your sails to the stars above, seeking treasure that's forged in compassion and love, for a pirate whose humble sails free as the sea, on a righteous path, hey, that's the life for me. The world just sails to the stars above, seeking treasure that's forged in compassion and love, for a pirate whose humble sails free as the sea, on a righteous path, hey, that's the life for me.
And we're back. We're back, baby. Okay, let's have a quick look at the chat. I don't think anyone's doing any projects. Nobody's been putting a message of any projects they're up to. God, you guys are so boring. Can't believe you guys aren't working on any projects or doing anything. What's this? Are those lizards? I think they're little lizards. That's cute. Thanks for all the emojis, D. Don't know why you did the dog one. Dog one's cool though. I like it. You sitting, standing, sitting, standing, sitting, standing. Cool. Awesome. Awesome possum. Awesome possum. D says boring waiting on you, DD. Why are you waiting on me? I'm asking you guys questions. I'm trying to learn more about you guys. You know, you guys ask me a million different questions all the time about different things, different subjects. I want to know more about you guys. You know, I know enough about me. I want to know more about you guys. What projects are you guys working on? What are you guys doing? What's new in your life? D says walking the dogs in the chat, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Someone's gotta. D says, you know too much about us. More about you. I know nothing about you guys. I know nothing. I know a little bit about you, D, because we were messaging, but I know nothing about anyone else. That's why I try and ask what you guys do for work and blah, 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 blah. You seem to know a lot about me. Or do you? Or do you? How much of what I tell you is actually true? Has D been lying this entire time? Is D actually a secret atheist? Find out next week on Damon's Golden Dragon. D says, you know plenty, D. I know enough. There's always more to know. There's always more to learn. That's the beauty of life. There's always more to learn. But I like playing dumb. I like giving other people the opportunity to talk and to express themselves, you know. I think it's important to when you're trying to be a good person or you're trying to be a good leader, you don't do this by shitting on others or stepping on others. You do this by encouraging others. You know, that's the way I kind of see it. So sometimes I like to play a little bit dumb, not because I want to trick anyone. It's just basically because sometimes I'm like, hey, I want to give you the opportunity to talk. I want you to, like the conversation I had with Chris the other day. I disagreed with a lot of what he said. I could have sat there and told him why I disagreed. I could have gone through all the points. I could have explained to him, blah, 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 blah. But I was like, no, do you know what? It's fine. It is. My beliefs are my beliefs. Let me hear more about his beliefs and let's see if we can understand his beliefs and his perspective a little bit more. And who knows? Someone might resonate with it. Someone might not. But at least give him the opportunity to have that conversation, even if I don't agree. D says, yes. How much is true lamb chop? How much is a true lamb chop? There's only a lamb chop. There's only one way to find out. And that is to see me in my natural environment. If you see me when I'm just doing my normal day-to-day shit, you would see I am who I am. You know, I'm not trying to be someone else. I'm happy being me. But like I say, Clark Kent is a super important role. If Clark Kent wasn't Clark Kent and he was just strolling around being Superman all the time, it's not fair to the others. You have to allow other people to shine as well. You know, you got to allow other people to come out of their shell, to find a bit of confidence, to find a bit of self-assurance, to find a bit of did I say confidence already? Confidence, self-assurance. I like to do things in threes. I don't know why. I just like to do things in threes. If I'm going to give an example, it'll be in threes. So confidence, self-assurance, and the ability to reflect. Because sometimes a lot of people don't actually reflect until they actually express how they really feel or what they really think. And then when you kind of ask them questions, once again, like yesterday with Jeffrey, when he came up, he had a really cool story to tell. But when I had further questions, he was like, oh, that's a good question. I don't know. I'll have to find out. Because he liked the story. He liked what he was saying. He liked how intriguing it was. But he didn't think about these other things that I was possibly thinking about. So I ask the questions and allow him to kind of go on that journey himself and find that confidence and whatnot, and that self-assurance and the reflection in what he's saying. That's just the way I am. But that's enough about me. Next week on Praising Frequencies. I haven't streamed on Praising Frequencies for a few days actually. So yeah, maybe the next stream will be on Praising Frequencies. Maybe I'll do a dual stream. Maybe I'll do a Praising Frequencies stream and then I'll do one on here. But Praising Frequencies was mainly for the music anyway. That was mainly for the music, and it's a backup streaming when things go pear-shaped here. D says Proverbs 16:18, pride goeth before destruction, and an haughty spirit before a fall. D says, yes, you and Chris, you was cool, calm, collect, and interesting. Don't agree on a lot of the pieces in the salad bowl, but Chris mixed salad. Yes, but it's only when he's able to make his bowl of salad. I've noticed this a lot. He'll come on, he'll say some stuff, he'll present his bowl of salad, and then he'll go away, and then he'll start streaming, and he'll start mixing. He'll pick out a few things out of his bowl of salad, and he'll add a few other things. It's like I said, life is a journey. Life is a journey. We're constantly learning. We're constantly growing. We're constantly evolving. And to expect people to get everything 100% right the first time is ludicrous. Ludicrous. Great song. Great singer. It's a bit ludicrous. So, yeah, sometimes you've got to have a bit of patience with other people's journey and understanding as well. Humility, compassion, all that stuff. And hope, especially hope that they finally keep walking that journey. They keep finding the truth. They keep diving deeper into the truth. D says, analyze this, analyze that. Is that a movie? Analyze that or analyze this. That sounds like a movie. Analyze this. Yes, it is a movie. 1999 comedy with Robert De Niro. Oh, damn. Okay, I think I have seen this years ago. I tried to watch The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly last night. I could not find a decent damn copy of it. The way I was trying to watch it was not allowing me to watch it, so I didn't even get to watch that. I ended up watching some other. I watched Farscape again. I freaking love Farscape. If you don't know what Farscape is, honestly, go check it out. It's a great sci-fi show. Shiva says the number 3 was sacred to Tesla. Was it now? Wait, he said 3, 6, and 9, right? The secrets of the universe are in 3, 6, and 9. D says yes, and different dressings with Chris for mixed salad. Love him though. D says yes, movie. Yes, yeah. Analyze this, analyze that. I think it's about if I remember correctly, it was about like a psychiatrist or something talking to a gangster. I think, if I remember correctly. D says no, Good, Bad, and the Ugly last night. No, unfortunately not. I'll try again tonight. But after a few attempts, I was just like, do you know what? It's getting a bit late. I need to get to sleep early-ish, about midnight. 6 hours sleep is plenty. I could probably do with 5 hours sleep, to be honest. I don't need that much sleep, but I do like to dream. I've been having really cool dreams recently, so I was like, yeah, I want to get to sleep early just so I can have a few cool dreams and then wake up fresh, ready for the day. But yeah, hopefully tonight I will do a little bit of that. So anyways, let's wrap this stream up. Guys. Let's wrap it up. So, as I said, peace at work, finding peace at work. And even this, even though I don't consider this work because I have fun doing this, even this you have to find peace in, you know. I'm going to give you an example which I've said before, where I was streaming and there was literally nobody watching. It was just me sitting here by myself, talking to myself. I still enjoyed it because it was still a chance for me to express what I wanted to say, do things my way, say what I wanted to say about whatever I wanted to say about. It was nice. You know, I found peace. Even if I was sitting here by myself, I found peace in that. It was beautiful. And as much as I do appreciate you guys always in the comments chatting away and doing everything, it's sometimes nice to have a little bit of peace where I'm like able to just flow and go with the flow and talk about whatever I need to talk about rather than reading all the chats, because sometimes you guys chat for ages and ages, which is good for when you're talking amongst yourselves. But when I'm trying to do a stream, I end up distracting myself with the comments. D says, yes, write your dreams down and share, DD. I think dreams are something that are a bit more personal. I do share some dreams. I've shared some dreams in the past. like my dream about the Lion Man, the dream about the the going on the ride when I went to the theme park. Like I had a dream I went to the theme park and I was wearing a Superman t-shirt and I was on this particular ride, and when I went up on the ride went off the rails and went crashing down. And then I woke up, and then the next day I was going to that theme park and I went, do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna wear that Superman t-shirt and I'm gonna go on that damn ride and we're gonna see what happens. Because if it's meant to happen, it's meant to happen. It's God's plan. So yeah, I've shared dreams in the past, but I think most dreams are usually a bit personal. But I should start writing them down nonetheless. So that's not a bad idea. Because the thing is, dreams are a bit, once again, like I said earlier, life is subjective and dreams are definitely subjective as well. How about you, Dee, though? You shared a dream with us last time. You had any cool dreams recently? Dee says, ever watch a movie called Final Destiny? No, I have not. Sounds pretty cool, though. Final Destiny. I know Final Destination. Is that what you're talking about? Was that a typo? No, it wasn't. Okay. Interesting. Final Destiny. Oh, no, that's not it. That's Brace for Impact. Final Destiny. Final Destiny. No, I can't see a movie called Final Destiny, actually. Final Destination? Yes. Not Final Destiny. Sounds like a cool name for a movie, though. D says, last night I dreamt of cornfield and snakes. Oh. Again, wasn't that's similar to the dream you had last time, isn't it? How often do you have that dream about cornfield and snakes? D says, yes, Final Destination. Yes, I love Final Destination. Great movie. Great movie. Watched it in high school, first time. We watched it in English class, if I remember correctly. I loved English class. Because English class was like, hey, we're going to study the English language. Let's watch a movie and see how they use language. And then we talk about the context, the subcontext, the implied context. We talk about the different layers in regards to movies, of how a story isn't just the story that's told. It's the story that's in between the story. It's the story that's implied. And I think that's what kind of got me into understanding the different layers of life as well. You know, when you're able to do it with a movie, you're able to then use that skill in your life and go, okay, this thing that happened to me was really bad. It's really horrible. I'm unhappy that it happened. But if you look at the context, subcontext, and the implied context and all the other aspects to it, you start to go, okay, maybe there's a bigger reason for this. Maybe I don't understand it yet. And then obviously in the future, when you look back at it, you're like, oh, I'm so glad that thing happened. It pissed me off at the time, but it was so needed in my life. It was either there to change things up. It was there to make me think differently, to grow, to expand, whatever. It was a good catalyst in my life. At the time, it didn't seem like it, but looking back, a good catalyst. But you can only do that if you are able to see the different contexts, the subcontext, all the others. And then obviously when you're looking back on it, it will make more sense. In the moment, it's always going to be crazy. So yeah, D, didn't you have this dream about cornfield and snakes last time as well? It seems like a recurring dream for you. Are you afraid of snakes? Do you think snakes are bad? What about cornfields? Do you think cornfields are like scary? Or do you have you watched a lot of like Jason movies? What are they called? Friday the 13th, or what's the other one? The one I'm thinking of is I can't remember the name of it, but I'm pretty sure it's set in a cornfield, and then there's some guy going around killing people. Cornfield killer movie. Children of the Corn. Do you think about the Children of the Corn before you go to sleep? What's going on? What's going on in your little noggin there? What's going on in your noggin? Who's Jason? Jason killer movie. Friday the 13th. Freddy versus Jason. Jason X. Yes, I think it was Jason I was thinking about. No, it wasn't. Oh, who was it I was thinking about? I think I remember watching one of the movies. He had wings. The bad guy had wings. He was flying around and kind of like killing people. And I think he had like spiky hands, or like almost like Edward Scissorhands situation where he was like with the knives. Oh, I'm thinking Freddy Krueger with the knives hands. Yeah. Anyway, that's a little side tangent in regards to the cornfields. D says, yes, that was my last dream. Cornfield harvest and snakes couldn't even open their mouth, and no more than head come out the ground was able to tread. Oh, what? So wait, the snakes were coming out of the ground, and it was just their heads exposed. Is that what you're saying? Harvest and snakes couldn't even open their mouths, and no more head. Okay, so it sounds kind of like a biblical kind of dream where you're kind of thinking about the harvest, God's harvest of the wheat, where he separates the wheat and the tares and leaves the snakes exposed. D says, Children of the Corn. Man, what a movie. What a movie. D says, yes, heads exposed and they couldn't strike. Oh. That doesn't sound like a bad dream then. It doesn't sound like a bad dream. It sounds like you were protected from the snakes, which is a good thing, right? From your perspective. I kind of like snakes. I said in a previous stream, when I went on one of my walks, I went up to Scotland. Well, this was more of a camping trip, but it turned into a long walk. I walked about 15 miles, 20 miles in a day, and that was exhausting. And that's when I nearly died. That's when I had massive dehydration. Literally, I had to walk like 12 miles to find a shop because of the way the towns work. Like, no shops were open on a Sunday. Walked like 12 miles, finally found a shop. It wasn't going to be open for 2 hours, so I sat down outside the shop, waited the 2 hours, and finally got some water. And yeah, ended up throwing up most of the water because I was severely dehydrated. But anyway, long story short, on that particular walk, I saw my first ever real life wild snake. Literally, I was walking down this path through this next to this lake. There's this massive lake next to me, and there's some overgrown bushes around some trees, and there was some long grass, and I was just walking down this path towards the cafe area where they've got a seating area. And as I was walking down there, a snake just came out in front of me and just kind of went across me, and I was like, damn, that was cool. That was so cool. I wish I had enough time to grab it maybe and examine it or play with it, but I thought the way I am with nature is I try to leave nature alone. As much as I love nature and I like to play with nature, I like to leave it alone. As much as I love flowers, I don't like picking flowers. I don't like killing the flower. I don't want to kill the flower. I don't want it to, because the thing is, a flower's pretty when it's rooted. When it's in the ground, it's rooted and it's doing everything. It's pretty, it smells great, and it's got lots of life to it. As soon as you cut that flower and try and keep it, you're killing it. You're killing it slowly. So yeah, I like to leave nature as it is. Although I did do that video the other day of me picking up the frog, but I kind of left him on his journey. I just picked him up, said hello, and then I let him go. I didn't keep him as a pet or anything. I just thought, go be free in nature. Go do what you have to do. Live your best life. D says, no, dream was good. Good. D says, that was a bad memory walk, DD. No, it was a great memory walk. It was a great memory walk because that walk was hard. It was tough. It was super hot. I was super dehydrated, but I persevered. My feet had blisters on them. I was carrying stupid amounts of weight. I think I was carrying over 30 kg of weight in my bags. I was carrying like 2 bags. I had like 30 kgs of weight on me as well. It was super hard, but it was super good. It's a super good memory because it was about me overcoming that struggle and getting to where I wanted to get to somewhat. And then also I had that lovely couple. I had that lovely couple who saved my life, who literally took in a stranger into their home for the night. They fed me, they watered me, they gave me a bed to rest. You know, honestly, one of the best memories I have. And yes, it came with a lot of struggle, but it's such a beautiful memory because it really does show that life is amazing and you never know what's going to happen. And people, you can never truly judge them. You can never truly judge people because who you might think is like, oh, they'll never help me, or they won't do this, or they're selfish, or this, that. You never know in life. You never know in life. People will surprise you. And yeah, like I said, a complete stranger who isn't from the area, who is walking around like a hobo or like a what do they call them in America? A transient. I'm walking around like a transient, nowhere to go, nowhere to come from, just walking around, and then a lovely couple who's very old, you know. The elderly are usually a bit more cautious in kind of helping strangers because obviously they're a bit more fragile and they are not able to defend themselves so much. For this lovely old couple to take me into their home, feed me, water me, give me a roof over my head for the night was absolutely beautiful. Honestly, absolutely beautiful. And yeah, I can't say it was a bad memory walk. It was a beautiful memory walk. It was a beautiful memory walk. That's why I say, once again, the peace in work, as I said at the beginning of the stream, it's say that that journey I went on was my little walk. Sorry, was my work. I still found peace in it, even though it was hard, even though it was super, super painful, even though that it was super lonesome at times. You know, there was a lot of times where I kind of stuck my hand out. I was like, let's see if anyone will give me a hitchhike. I've never done hitchhiking before, but let's see if anyone will give me a hitchhike. And people just ignoring it and driving on, and you're like, oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. But you just keep moving forwards, you know, and you keep pushing yourself and you keep going, no, don't worry. It's just over this hill, because there was a lot of hills. It's just over this hill and I'll make it to the next town. And then you get to the top of that hill and you're like, nope, the next hill. It's the next hill. And then you have to constantly just keep giving yourself positive reinforcement into moving forwards. You know, it's very easy to just go, do you know what? Fuck this. I give up. I'm just going to sit here. I'll just whatever. I'll just sit here and wait for someone to come save my ass or whatever. No, I was like, no, I got to keep moving. I got to keep moving. I got to move forwards. I can't hope that someone comes and saves my ass. I got to move forwards, which was a very important lesson to learn and allowed me to find a bit more peace in myself as well, because it was like the trusting in myself. Even though trusting myself led me to be super dehydrated and almost, I think I was actually on the verge of heat stroke as well. I think I was on the verge of heat stroke because it was super hot. So super hot. I was wearing a t-shirt which was drenched in sweat, absolutely drenched in sweat, because I was carrying the 30 kg as well, and I walked like 10-15 miles. So yeah, it was a good journey. It was a good journey, and I'm really, really glad I did it, and I would love to do it again. I love a challenge. And I like pushing myself and overcoming things that I don't think I can overcome. Because I'm telling you, at the time, there were so many situations where I was like, this, why did I do this? Why? And then I'm like, because I like a challenge. Okay, fine, I'll keep moving forwards. Just keep moving forwards, one step at a time. And that's why I say to you guys, you know, the journey of life is going to be tough. It's not very easy. There'll be ups and downs, but the only way you can do it is one step at a time. That was a lesson I learned from that experience. One step at a time. Just keep moving forwards. You know, this is what I try and say. Most of my things I try to talk about from personal experiences that I've actually learned from rather than just, oh, I read it in a book once or whatever, and I'm just quoting it to you. It's like, no, I understand it. If I do, like today, I quoted that book earlier. It's only because I've understood that in my life, and the book explains it quite eloquently, very eloquently. So I was like, yeah, I'll read it from the book sometimes. But you learn the best from personal experiences. Shiva says, bloody hell, you slept in a stranger's house. Yeah. I felt super awkward. I'm not gonna lie, I felt super awkward because I really didn't want to put them out, and I really didn't want them to be scared. I didn't want them to feel any animosity, and I didn't want them to lose sleep over the fact that there's a stranger in their house. Because I was just appreciative of the fact that they even wanted to help me. And then the fact that they were going so far to help me with all the ways that they did, I was like super grateful. And yeah, it felt a little bit weird, but I'm not gonna lie, it was amazing. It was amazing. Amazing people. And one of my plans is to actually go back up to Scotland one day and find that couple and give them a big hug, and hopefully maybe I'll give them a succulent. Maybe I'll give them a succulent, or a, what was the other one? Bonsai tree. Maybe I'll go up and give them a bonsai tree or a succulent, and I'll film that for you guys. Maybe we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's one of my plans. One day to go back up and give them a good thank you, give them a proper thank you, and take them out for a meal or something. Honestly, there's certain people I will never forget. And like I said in another story, once upon a time when I went up the mountain in Mount Snowdon, a local mountain, I went up it, and when I was halfway up, my knee gave way. It locked up on me, and I was kind of like hobbling all the way up. It was painful again. And once again, one of those lessons, just keep moving forwards one step at a time, just persevere. And getting to the top was so much sweeter. Like, I think I've even posted a picture on my YouTube, posts. Let me just have a quick look. YouTube posts. And you can see the smile on my face. Like, even though I've just been climbing up and I've been in so much pain, you can see the smile on my face is like, I'm just ecstatic that I made it. I pushed myself. Here we go. Come on, picture. Why is it not loading? Actually, I'll show you all the pictures. Because there's only one like on this post. There's only one like on this community post. So I don't think a lot of you have seen these. So I'll share it on screen. So yeah, this is one of the hills next to the mountain I was climbing. The mountain I was climbing is higher than this. It's just, I like scenery. So when I was climbing up, I was like, hey, great, beautiful views. Let's take pictures. So this is a lake towards the middle, and then you can see the cloud cover where the mist was coming down, or the clouds were coming down, forming mist. And I think that's a trail up there that we were heading towards. And then this is another lake that's slightly above that other lake that we were just looking at, I think. Yes, this one's slightly above. And then you can see beautiful again. You got the cloud coming down, beautiful little lake with the water flowing, stunning. And then when you started climbing up the mountain, because I went in November, because I'm smart, I'm cool like that. I'm like, hey, it's the middle of winter. Let's go climb a mountain. That's what I like to do. Just random shit, random times of the year. The more difficult it is, the more of a challenge it will be, the more I will remember it. So yeah, climbing up this part of the snow, and this is a drop off. That's a drop off right there. And as you can see, the clouds where they'd come down were blocking the drop off, so you couldn't see how deep you would fall if you fell. But yeah, I was coming up here, and while you're coming up here, there's people actually who decided to climb the mountain as well. There wasn't that many people. When I did it recently, there was a lot more people because I went at a more appropriate time. But back then when I went, it was like the most inappropriate time, but there was still a few people who are real soldiers, real ones. who are like, yeah, let's do this. So you're trying to give them way, and the path is tiny. The path is tiny, and you're trying to give them way so they could get around you without anyone falling off the bloody mountain. And then, oh, I've just gone back to the beginning. 1 second. There we go. There's me at the top of the mountain with a big ass smile on my face, and we're both huddled up. Me and my friend. This is the friend I made at the hostel. I stayed in a youth hostel the night before, so I could climb it early in the morning. Because I wanted to see the sunrise from the top of the mountain, but obviously, as you could see, the cloud cover was too much, and by the time we got there, because of my dodgy knee locking up, it took longer to get up there, so we missed sunrise anyway. But we wouldn't have seen it because of the cloud cover. But you can see my big ass smiling face, like we're just happy to be there. And the only reason I have this picture is because as we were sitting there, we got to the top, we both checked our phones, and both of our phones were dead. Both of our phones had died because we've been climbing. As we were climbing up, we were taking pictures and doing all sorts, and sometimes playing music. But once we got to the top, both our phones were dead, and we were like, damn, we made it to the top and no way to remember it. And then as soon as we got to the top, we were like, you know what, let's just sit here and see if anyone turns up. It's dead. No one's probably going to turn up, but let's just see what happens. So we just sat there, literally right there next to that thing. And we were just sitting there waiting and seeing what happens. And it was, when you're up in the clouds that high, the rain is just constant from all directions, you know, because you're in the rain cloud. So the rain is coming at you from all directions and you're just getting drenched. And we're just sitting there getting drenched, getting cold because the wind is high, heavy up there. And we're like, no, we'll just give it a few more minutes. Give it a few more minutes. And then through the mist, this lovely middle-aged guy is just trekking away. And he sees us. He's like, morning, guys. We're like, morning. And then he's like, you're right. And then we kind of explained to him the situation. And he's like, oh, that's a shame. And then he was like, pulled out his camera. And he's like, I could take a picture of you guys at the top if you like. And we were like, you legend. You legend. So once again, another person I will never forget. An angel, again, saved my ass. He guided me on the best way down. He picked us up. He took us to his cafe. He had a beautiful cafe with a nice, massive fireplace, warmed us up, gave us some hot chocolate. Absolutely lovely guy. But that's what I mean. There was a struggle. After the struggle was over, there was someone who came in and kind of helped and then kind of reinvigorated that hope for humanity, that there's good people out there, there's amazing people out there, not just good people, amazing people out there, and that regardless of the struggle, you should always look towards the hope at the end, look towards the end of the rainbow, as it were. But yeah, that's my little story in regards to that, because you said you stepped in a stranger's house. Yes, amazing people, loads of amazing people out there. Like I have a friend in Ireland I used to work with, and we kind of lost touch. And then after a while, we got back in touch after a good 5-6 years. And then they're always inviting me over to Ireland. Come stay with us. Come stay with us. Come stay with this person. Come stay with that person. People I haven't met yet, you know, they're just friends of friends. And they're like, oh, yeah, you could come down, stay with us, blah, blah, blah. We'll go out. We'll go do this. And they're the ones who saying that I should go down for my next birthday. They want to throw me a birthday party, which is sweet. But I don't really celebrate my birthday, but it's so sweet of them. And to be honest, I really want to go. I really want to go to Ireland just to see them because I miss them guys so much. They're amazing people. But once again, shows how many amazing people there are in life, but you just got to have the ability to see the amazing people. You know, if you let the bad people cloud your judgment, if you let the bad people cloud your perception of everyone else, you'll only see bad people everywhere. But if you always look for hope and truth, love, compassion, contentment, and humility, then yeah, it'll be tough. It'll be tough. Like I said, like everything I do in my life is tough, but there's usually a good payoff. There's usually a good payoff at the end. D says, good memory, touching lamb chop, love was given, hearts so kind, amazing hearts. Like honestly, the best people. Honestly, it warms my heart every time I think about them. They're amazing people. Honestly, love so much. D says that was touching. DD, love, compassion. Yes, thank you. That was amazing. That the thing is, what they did was touching. The story I told was just of them. They were the ones who were amazing. I was just the fool, and that's the story I tell. I tell the story of the fool, which usually highlights the amazingness in other people. D says quitters never win and winners never quit. Yes, exactly. D says Lamb Chop, you have had peace in stream today and precious touching memories. Thank you for sharing. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for sharing it with me. It's nice to tell stories sometimes, but some of these stories I've already told, and I don't like repeating stories. I like keeping things fresh. I like evolving, having new stories to tell. I don't want to repeat a lot of stories, but at the same time, when stories are like this, where it's about people who literally go out of their way and put themselves potentially in harm, because they don't know me from Adam. They don't know jack shit about me. Like I said, I'm a transient. I'm just walking through the town. They don't know shit about me. And not only have they saved my ass, given me a lift, given me food, shelter. I had a shower in that place as well. They let me have a shower. They even tried giving me clothes. I was like, thank you so much. I appreciate the clothes as well, but I brought backup clothes. Thank you so much, though. Like, these guys were going out of their way to help me, and yeah, it's about them. It's more about them than me. I was just, like I said, I was just the idiot that was there to witness this amazing miracle of life. But yeah, they were the true heroes. They were the true heroes. D says yes, give them big hug and succulent and bonsai. Yes, that's the plan. Well, the plan was to go up and see them and take them out and just drop as much love as I could on them, just to show them how much I appreciate them. Even after all these years, I still think about them all the time. But yes, I will definitely give them a succulent and a bonsai if I'm doing that by then. Shiva says, wow, did you see Ben Nevis? No, I haven't done Ben Nevis yet. I do want to do the Three Peaks Challenge. The Three Peaks Challenge is Ben Nevis, Mount Snowdon, and another one in Lake District. I can't remember the name of the mountain in Lake District. But I've done Mount Snowdon twice. Yeah, twice now. But yeah, I would like to do Ben Nevis and the other one at some point as well. D says DD made it. Awesome pictures. Yes, made it to the top, and that was literally after I've been in pain. I'd been in so much pain, and you still see I've still got a big ass smile on my face, because it's like, it's not about the pain. I'm not going to come to the top of the mountain, sit here, and then cry about the pain I've been in, or cry about how hard it was. No, at this point, I'm going to be ecstatic that I conquered myself. I pushed myself. I made it to the damn top, even through all adversity. You got to enjoy the moment. Got to enjoy the moment. D says your heart is moved, and it shows. Beautiful, DD. Heart's always moved. Heart's always moved. I try not to keep the balance. I try to keep the balance. Masculine, feminine. The open heart, but not too open. I try to keep the balance, but sometimes it's a bit harder. When I'm talking about amazing people, it's like I can't help it. I can't help it. Like I said, sometimes I'm sitting here watching anime. I'll be sitting here watching anime or a movie or something, and I see something amazing happen, or I see a really touching humanitarian thing happen in the movie. And yeah, it just hits you in the feels. It hits me in the feels anyway, because I'm like, yes, that's what I like to see. Good people, good vibes, love, compassion, humility, truth, contentment. I love it. I love it. That's why I do all this. It's what I do this, because I want to see this in the world. It's like Jesus said, do unto your neighbor as you would like to be done to yourself. I'd like people to treat me with truth, love, compassion, contentment, humility, and hope. So I treat others with this, and when I see it in others, it really does. It does affect me, because I'm like, yes, love it. Love it. D says, yes, pure open heart. Pure evil open heart, you mean? Remember, guys, It's about having a pure heart, but nothing wrong with having a pure evil. No, I'm joking. Bad to the bone. Bad to the bone. Anyways, I think that's where we're going to leave the stream tonight. Keep having faith, keep having hope, keep moving forwards. Find peace in whatever you're doing. I know it's hard. I know it's tough. Life situations always make things difficult, but that just makes the peace you find even sweeter. You know, the only way you could appreciate the peace is if you understand the war. The only way you could appreciate hot is if you know cold. The only way you could appreciate love is if you know hate. You know, it's one of those things. You just got to keep moving. I know life is tough, but this is why I try and keep this channel here for you guys, for us to have conversations, to try and help each other out in life, remind each other that there's more to live for, that there's hope in everything, that there's lessons everywhere, that we could grow constantly and become the best versions of ourselves, not for anyone else, but for ourselves. But inadvertently, it does affect those around us as well. Like I said, those people who saved my ass, you know, they were just being themselves. And it affected me so much that I told you guys the story. And now it's affected you guys so much that you might mention it to someone else, or it might give you hope in a situation where you're like, oh, damn, life is hard. Maybe you'll push past it and maybe you'll meet someone and they'll be just as amazing and it'll remind you of this story or something. You know what I mean? Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring, guys. D says, no evil, lamb chop. D, I do what I want, yeah? I do what I want. But yeah, not evil, but pure evil. Or pure-hearted. I prefer pure-hearted, but I like to joke pure evil-hearted. And D's dropped the link for the Praising Frequencies channel. That's my backup channel, guys, aka music channel. That's the main music channel and backup streaming channel. So please do go ahead and subscribe to that channel. Otherwise, if I am banned of this, blocked of this, you won't know that I'm streaming unless you're subscribed and you've hit the bell notification on that channel there. But that is it for tonight, guys. Oh, thank you again, D, for dropping the links. I appreciate you again, as always. But that's it for tonight, guys. I appreciate you all being here. Ninjas, lovers, haters, commenters, watchers. While you're here, you might as well hit the like button before you leave. I hope you guys have an amazing evening. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Hopefully you do something awesome. Oh, yes, cold shower time. No, it'll be starting off cold, but it'll be finishing off warm. Starting off cold, but finishing off warm tonight. But yeah, I got distracted by the comment. As I was saying, I hope you guys have an amazing evening. Hope you guys do something interesting or something that brings you joy, or maybe even some kind of fulfillment. I hope it's not just another day, and same shit another day. I hope it's not same shit another day. Hopefully you do make it a bit interesting. Maybe you connect with someone. Maybe you spend some time with someone you love. Maybe you give someone a hug who really needs a hug, you know. Go help someone out. Go help someone out, guys. It'll be nice. I got Ravioli in the chat. Ravioli's just turned up. Welcome back, Ravioli. And Shiva says laters. D's dropping the hearts for everyone. And beautiful. Appreciate all the love, guys. Remember, like I said, hit the like button on your way out. I appreciate you all being here. Love you all. Appreciate you all. Thank you all. I'll see you when I see you next. I am the dust at the feet of God's servants. Only God is special. I said I am the dust at the feet of God's servants. Only God is special. And springtime blooms.
Finding a way through the stones, through the clay, but the rain falls so sweet, giving strength to my feet. Cool breeze whispers my name, washes away all my pain. Now my soul feels so light, dancing free in the light. Cool breeze whispers my name, washes away all my pain. Now my soul feels so light, dancing free in the light. Springtime blooms and I break free, grow into the sun that's calling me. Your love leads me to grow to heights I thought I would never know. Morning dew kisses the leaves, dancing soft in the golden breeze. Every drop a sweet embrace, giving life a gentle grace. Hummingbirds in my soul. Through the highs, through the lows, still I know. Every struggle, every storm makes me strong. I keep moving, keep growing, keep holding on. Oh, I rise, I rise, I rise, with the sun in my eyes. Oh, I rise, I rise, I rise, love lifts me to the sky.